So anyway, August 26th, it's Friday, 2016, and it's 8:23. So anyway, I make my cup of tea. I usually like chai spice in the morning. That gets me going. And I'm just grateful that I have a roof over my head, these clothes on my back, my slippers, shoes, my health, and also I believe in my salvation. Thanks be to God, because I'm not religious. I'm just saying I love God. He's my creator. He gave me this brain and this head to talk to you today. He created it, created everything. But people are learning not to want to even mention God anymore, but I love Him very much. And I've always wanted God in my life as my dad since I was a little girl, but I don't like the religious structure of our the systems of our world today. But anyway, let's get back to Zika. So anyway, this mosquito is supposedly could be a carrier, is what I was thinking, from a lab. Yeah. They could have made a chemical that they wanted to experiment with, but they didn't want to show it was obvious as an experiment, get it? So they put it into a mosquito, let it out, mosquitoes breed, and now we've got, it's a little bit like AIDS, when AIDS first came out, or any virus for that matter. But what we want to know, or what people would like to know, is where did it come from, and why was it allowed? I mean, there are questions here. They can talk for hours about it, and say how it's spreading, but what about where did it come from, and why is it here? So I'm just going to surmise that this could be because they want certain children, and that's strange. They keep mentioning pregnancy, that it aims at women that are going to have pregnancy. I just think it's strange that it's definitely narrowed down to a pregnant woman. Don't you think it's strange? I do. Anyway, it looks like when they have a baby, the forehead, the skull is not the same as regular babies. And what I was thinking is, if you see the future generations with this type of skull, if it turns into millions of babies, it spreads all over the planet. What quicker way could they detect these new babies that are born to be a project in the future through this, whatever Zika is? If you look under a microscope or analyze it, what is it? What is Zika? It's a chemical, obviously, and they're just trying to put it into human beings to try to change possibly the DNA. And it could change the molecular structure of human beings. And we don't know if this is an alien substance. Isn't that interesting? It could be an alien substance. We don't know. Only God knows what's going on in those laboratories, you know? I mean, think about it. We're living every day to survive, working hard, making a living, try to keep a roof over our heads so we can at least get a good night's sleep and be able to help again and be positive. And all these chemicals and plotting, schemings and conspiracies are going on around us. And believe me, I've met my share. I've met my share thinking in the mainstream of working and being in public and dealing with everyday life. I have met my share of people that are actually making up stories that life is this way and this is going to happen to me and I'm helpless. Are we? You know, a lot of these people I'm dealing with, they do not seem helpless, and they're not definitely homeless. They would never be. But there are certain people that complain. And they drain. How's that? Complainers and drainers. And I would not suggest anyone or even give a direction for people to be connected to people like this, because it's so sad. There's so much little time. Time passes so fast. Days, weeks, months, years, you know, and it's like we don't have time for complainers. We have to use our mind to think ahead before we speak. And think on things that are really productive. Something that makes a difference in this world in a positive way. I'm just tired of the way people can speak. And it's down. It's always this and that. And that's the end of it. You know, no it isn't. Life has a lot more to say. A lot more for us to observe. And we need to get back to the basic thinking patterns that life really is an everyday learning experience. And that's what I believe. And I'm just doing the best I can to be positive in it. So here I am today speaking to you about the subject of Zika. There'll be other things I'll talk about, but today it was mainly that my mind was thinking about that today. So take care. Try to be around positive people that want to look at life and observe life in a positive, nurturing way of making a positive difference in it. Thank you.